Good evening, everyone. It is the 17th of November, 2015, Tuesday, and this is, again, another doctor's clinic call. This one, Dr. Kurt Fisnick will be sharing with us information about cancer prevention. Doc Fisnick is with the gang down in Cancun celebrating Mauer Beach, but recorded this for us earlier today. Let's get started. It's about 22 minutes, just under, in fact.
Well, good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Kurt Fisnick, and I wanted to share with you that this is a recording. I'm down in Mexico on the Sisel leadership challenge that I'm vacation that I won, and I still wanted to do the call, so I'm doing it through recording, and hopefully this all works good doing it this way. But, last week we talked about the topic of non-specific health symptoms. How many people do you know that suffer from symptoms of a disease that aren't so bad that they feel the need to go to the doctor, but they have something wrong? What would the doctor do anyhow? There's no need for a prescription. There's really nothing to treat. So a lot of doctors are really trained to give their patient what the patient asks for. In many cases, it's a prescription for antidepressant, but it really isn't the answer. So this is where we step in, and this is where I step in as a new doctor of nutrition and anti-aging, is nutritional strategies can reverse these type of symptoms. Nutrition can't treat disease, but it can improve the health and the quality of life. So that's really what we have to look at. Linus Pauling said that if there's poor health, if there's chronic health problems, he said the first thing to look at is using trace minerals. SpectraMax is our product for that. It's the best product that I've ever seen using trace minerals. We've got 40 antioxidants. We've got 74 trace minerals delivered with fulvic acid so your body can actually use it, which is what you really want to be able to do. I mean, because if you have calcium in there but your body can't use it, what good is the calcium doing? When you look at that, that's what Linus Pauling said. He was the pioneer in really giving the research on vitamin C. He said that if you could get enough vitamin C, you could cure certain types of cancer. Mayo Clinic did a study, and they came back and said, oh, no, it doesn't work. Well, just recently, a study came back and said that Linus Pauling was exactly right. So when we look at his research on trace minerals, we really have to take into account that the guy really was a brainiac in that, and so SpectraMax is a great product because of the fact that there's 74 trace minerals, where most mineral products, you're lucky if they deliver 12 or 15 different trace minerals. This last summer when I was hanging around with Tom Sr., I asked him, I said, well, what product would you recommend if somebody, had the money just to buy one product, what would you recommend? And he said, for everybody to get SpectraMax. So, those are some things I just wanted to say on my topic from last week. But today, I really wanted to continue talking about common health problems that affect many people. So here's the deal. Well, when I was growing up in the 60s and 70s, I really only remember one or two people that ever had cancer. And in today's world, every single family is affected by it. Every single person in America knows of somebody that has cancer, may have died of cancer. Today at lunch, I was asking a couple people from Ohio if it was the same thing where they grew up, and they said exactly. So, every single family, every single person can name somebody. And cancer has no discretion for age, sex, ethnics, anything. Why is that? Well, we look back 100 years ago, and what was it like? One out of every 200 people. Now they're saying one out of every 2 or 3. So most of the leading experts say that it's due to toxicity in our environment. We've just really poisoned our world with different chemicals. How many new chemicals were invented just this year? How many have been put on the planet since the 1950s? And they're saying now that when they did the study with the EWG, they found toxicity in the umbilical blood of newborn babies. They found over 230 toxins. So the truth is, you can't really hide. You can't escape it. The National Geographic magazine, they did a study, and they took one family, they called them the Greens. They took another family, and they called them the Browns. And the Green family, they did everything just right. You know, they only ate food that was organic, and the Brown family, they just ate whatever they wanted to eat, the typical American diet. And what they found at the end of the study was that those families had usually the same amount of toxins, but in some ways the Brown family actually was more toxic. Interesting. So, you know, when we look at things, you know, where's the place that you would look to lowering your toxins the easiest, and the highest level of places that we get exposed to toxins in our daily lives, and it really is the bathroom. It's in your home. So when we start looking at it, we want to recommend to people that you start taking a look at these products. And what I really love about our company with Sisel is that we have the Sisel Safe line of products. We've got shampoos that don't have any type of chemicals that are known to be dangerous. We've got personal care product, toothpaste without fluoride, without sodium lauryl sulfate. We've got laundry detergent that's not loaded up with toxins. It's safe for the environment, and it's safe for you and your family. A lot of people don't think about it, but they wear clothes almost all day long, and that cloth is rubbing against their skin. If you have toxic laundry detergent that you're using, isn't that being exposed to you when you're wearing those clothes every day? I mean, most people just don't think about that. And so, you know, we start making some changes like that. And what I try and tell people is that when I decided 20 or 30 years ago to start making these changes, I knew that I couldn't just go in there and change everything all at once. I had to gradually do it. So I changed 10%, and then I added, you know, another 5 or 10%, and then I added another 5 or 10%, and I found that it really wasn't that hard. It really didn't make me feel like I was making big changes. But what I knew was, in my head, I knew that I was making lifestyle changes for myself and for my family, and also for the environment. And so when you're talking to people, that's the thing that you want to do, is that, you know, get them to change just a little bit at a time. And what if they only get to 25%? Well, I mean, you might just help save a life by doing that. So, you know, what about the toxins that you can't remove? What about the toxins that are in your environment? You know, from using DDT decades ago. It's still in our environment, and it's still affecting us. When I talked about the study that they did with the EWG, and they studied those newborns, and they found toxins in the newborn, well, DDT was one of those toxins, right? And so we haven't used DDT since 1974 when it was banned. And so we need to have a system in place that not only do we try and identify what the toxins are, but how do you get them out of your body? How do you neutralize them? And so that's really what I'm going to talk about tonight a little bit on this call, is that we want to be able to remove those toxins that do sneak in, and we want to make the body so it's strong, so it fights those toxins off, and it fights off the diseases and the health conditions caused by those toxins. So I kind of tease around a little bit, and I just say, you know, kind of make your body Chuck Norris strong. So how do we do that? Well, the healthy gut is the first line of defense. They say that 60 to 70% of your immune system is found in your gut. So I recommend Balance D. Balance D is a product that Sisel manufactures. It's got all sorts of nutrients in it. But the main thing is that these nutrients are put in there in a way to support the healthy digestive system. And when you think of the digestive system, think of like a tube running through your body. It starts out the mouth and it comes out the other end. But it's just it's an outside environment on the inside of your body. And what protects you from those things that get into the gut lining? Well, those are healthy bacteria and healthy yeast and different things that kind of makes a slime layer on the inside of the digestive system. Well, if that slime layer is unhealthy, there's no way that it can protect you. So that's what Balance D does to help that. The other thing that I really like is the Encompass 360, because it does the same thing. It provides the probiotics as well as providing the nutrition for those probiotics, the healthy bacteria, to live. The other thing is that we can make some dietary changes as well. Avoid the processed foods, the highly processed drinks and foods, the foods that are high in sugar, and that'll help discontinue feeding those unhealthy bacteria because they just love to live on sugar. And you got to remember, inside your gut, it's warm, it's moist, it's dark, and that's where all the bad bacteria like to live. So let's start cleaning that up a little bit by having foods that's high in oxygen, living food, and another reason to quit using microwaves as well. The other thing is that I like to recommend drinking healthy fermented beverages, kefirs. You can go to the store and you can buy a kefir. You can buy kombucha teas, Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Those are types of things that are fermented and are cultured, and they'll help rebuild the gut lining. And you want to keep the healthy bacteria healthy, and then they'll help keep you healthy. One of the other things is that when you start looking at chronic health problems, one of the things that triggers leaky gut syndrome is because the gut actually gets inflamed. Well, Fucoidan, another one of our products, our number one best-selling product, helps to reverse inflammation. And it has all sorts of health benefits that I'm not really going to get into, but just understand that Fucoidan does that. And then the other thing is that we want to be able to remove the heavy metals and the toxins that have already gotten into the system, and Fucoidan helps with that. But the other product that really helps with that is called Body Shield. It's made with ingredients that come from the sea. It's made with healthy ingredients that come from seaweed. And what this does, it pulls those heavy metals out of your body so your body can process them safely. And using the phase 1, phase 2 detox system, your body can put them into a form of the heavy metal, the toxin that's safe, and then it pulls it out of the body. And the other thing is that we want to, again, I'm going to talk about SpectraMax, because the SpectraMax keeps the cells healthy, gives them the nutrients that they need, and if your cells are healthy, it's going to be less chance that your body can get sick. Free radicals and toxins are going to have less damage to the cells if the cells are healthy. So Eternity is another great product. The high levels of resveratrol helps to reverse the antioxidant damage to the cell. Finally, we need to figure out how do we neutralize the effects of toxins. Which one of you really understands how toxins injure your body? How are toxins related to free radicals? Well, about a year ago, my son, who was in pre-med, he's in medical school now, but he started talking to me about that the free radical antioxidant theory was all wrong. And I look at my son as being one of the smarter people that I know, and I was like, well, he must have read it somewhere, so I got the information from him. I started looking at it, and what they were saying is that antioxidants really have a limit to what they can do. Antioxidants work by donating an electron to a free radical. When a toxin gets in the body, what it does is it bumps into a healthy cell and it steals an electron. That's called a free radical. So that cell now that's missing an electron is called a free radical. That bumps into another cell, steals an electron from that cell, and that continues. That's how you get cancer and aging and chronic disease. So when these antioxidants come along, like vitamin C, they donate an electron, and it neutralizes the free radicals. Well, there's a limit to how much that can do and how much it can help you. And really, just to keep the conversation short and not real scientific, just think of it like this: your body, your diet, you just can't get enough. So how many of us know of people who have used plenty of antioxidants, the people that ate healthy and seemed to always be eating all the vegetables, doing everything right, didn't smoke, and they still died of cancer? Well, that's because the limiting system on the antioxidant theory, and that's what my son was telling me about. Well, later this year, then Tom started talking about this diatomic hydrogen. And from 2007, there was about 10 studies that were on diatomic hydrogen and the power of using hydrogen, where, today there's over 600 studies. And so as far as like the hydrogen, how does it work? How does it affect the free radicals? It's really quite simple. look at it like this. Okay, we've talked about how free radicals can damage the cells, and we talked about how antioxidants are limited because of the electron donating factor. But hydrogen water, what it does is it has the diatomic hydrogen water has free hydrogen. And what makes a toxin so that it's toxic in your body, the free radicals, 80% of the free radicals have a molecule attached to them that has the chemical formula OH negative, right? And so if you attach an H to OH, you get HOH, which is another formula for H2O, which is water. So when you put hydrogen into the body and it attaches to the free radical, neutralizes the OH molecule to H2O, it turns it into water, and our body's mostly made up of water, so we can freely get rid of all of those toxins out of the body. Isn't that just a simple way of explaining it? And diatomic hydrogen water, based on the studies that I've read, 176 times more powerful than vitamin C. Yes, 176 times more powerful than vitamin C in neutralizing the toxins, right? 863 times more powerful than CoQ10. So that's an easy way of people describing it. And so, the diatomic hydrogen water machine, it is a wholesale cost to the company. Distributor price is $32.95. So I've run into a lot of people who say, well, they just can't afford to do that. Well, I've been trying to come up with ways. I'm always kind of that solution maker for people. And I thought, well, why can't a group of people just go ahead and buy a machine, right? Like if you work in an office setting, if there's 10, 12 of you that work in an office, why not everybody throw in $300, just a little over $300? Now you have a machine. 5 days a week, you've got the machine in the office. You can drink from it, drink 6 glasses a day, and based on the science, that's going to give you enough diatomic hydrogen that you're going to see some amazing health changes. And we're coming out with water bottle containers that we will have here shortly, probably by springtime, that will contain the diatomic hydrogen, because you can't just put it in a glass bottle. You can't go there with a mason jar and fill it up with diatomic hydrogen. Within 15 minutes or so, the hydrogen actually dissipates through the glass out into the environment, and you lose all of the hydrogen. And so a special alloy of aluminum will actually contain the hydrogen water. So that's coming soon. Now you'll be able to use that water machine that's at your office, and you'll be able to take it home with you. You'll be able to take it home for the weekend. And so there's something that you can do to get started, so you can share that. Or maybe there's a group of you in your neighborhood that would get together and buy a machine, and you can have it at one central location. Again, I'm coming up with ways that you can come up with ways of having the diatomic hydrogen available, and then you want to just drink 6 glasses a day, and that'll keep you healthy. And the key to all of this network marketing is that you got to come up with ingenious ways that you can build the business. You got to come up with ways that you can make the products work, and sometimes sharing is a way of doing it, and figure out how to make it work rather than just say no, it won't work. And that's how we're going to lower our risk of serious health disease. So I'm going to just sum it up. Number one, first thing that I do is I recommend Triangle of Life. That's the fucoidan product that we talked about. It gets rid of inflammation. It boosts the immune system about 300%. We've got the Body Shield, which it removes the heavy metals and radiation type poisoning. The Eternity product that gives you the resveratrol, and they're saying now that the equivalent of drinking 1,000 bottles of red wine, the antioxidant quality from the resveratrol, will help reverse the effects of Alzheimer's. And each bottle of Eternity has the equivalent resveratrol as approximately 1,000 bottles of red wine. So, been doing some math on that, and I really find that interesting. The SpectraMax is another part of the Triangle of Life. That product has 74 trace minerals with fulvic acid. It has 40 antioxidants. And like we're talking about, antioxidants have a limit, but if you combine that with the diatomic hydrogen, think how much more powerful that is working in your body. The Balance D, which is a digestive product, the Balance D, the D part stands for digestive. It has the probiotics, it has the prebiotics. Combine that with getting a cultured fermented beverage like Bragg's apple cider vinegar, kefirs, cultured buttermilk, old-fashioned sauerkraut. Those are all ways that you can increase the healthy bacteria in your body and help build the digestive system. Remember, 60 to 70% of your immune system is found in the gut lining. The other thing is that lowering your diet as far as the sugary foods and the processed foods, especially the white processed foods like white flour, white rice, things like that. Those are really some things that you want to decrease in your diet and increase the dark green vegetables, the dark orange vegetables, the dark reds, the dark yellows, things like that. And then finally, like I was just talking about with the diatomic hydrogen water, with that, you have the power of the hydrogen. The hydrogen could go to work almost immediately in your body. It neutralizes the free radicals and really goes to work for you. And like I said, I mean, you got to make your body strong because you really can't hide in the plastic bubble in today's world. The toxins are all around us with all the chemicals that we use. And as the world gets bigger, there's just going to be more and more toxic load. And so it's a matter of protection rather than hiding. And so that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today. I've got friends of mine that have had stage 4 situations and have really seen a turnaround by following these type of recommendations. And we can never say cure or treat or anything like that. But what if you could just improve the quality of life? What if you can take somebody who's got some chronic health issues and help them with them? That's what we need to do. And so that's really what I want to talk to you about tonight on the call. So from Mexico down here, I just want to say hola, have a great day, and I'll be back on the call next Tuesday back in North Dakota, and I'm sure there'll be some snow on the ground by the time I get there. But I look forward to that as well. It's change of seasons, and we just expect that. So everybody have a wonderful evening, and Rob, thanks for doing everything that you do to make sure that this call is taking place, and I'll talk to everybody next week. Bye-bye.
Holiday.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to shut off the recording, but I will ask if anyone has any questions. Maybe I can answer it, but I won't put that on the recording.